everyone, Tiffany here with The Crafty Home, and today is my 35th birthday. Oh my goodness, 35, like, that is getting way too close to 40. My husband keeps reminding me, if we round up now, if we round your birthday to the nearest decade, then it would be 40, and I'm just like, I can't believe that I'm getting that old, but oh well. I wish, you know, like, I don't necessarily want to be younger because I didn't know what I knew now then. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind having the body of a younger person because, yeah, having a bad back is horrid. Not that young people don't have bad backs, because I'm young and I have a bad back. I'm still young, but having the body of like an 18-year-old right now while my kids are all running around would sure be nice. But anyway, the point of this video is I thought I would do a 35, because I'm 35, facts about me. Totally random, and this was harder than I thought it would be. Some of you all have done these type of videos and come up with the best things, and I'm not very good at it. So yeah, here goes nothing. Number one is that I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've pretty much always been a stay-at-home mom. I was a single mom for a while, and my parents helped me. I did books for them, and so I was able to still stay home with my son. The only time that I wasn't home with him was when I was in school, and he would just go to daycare for a little bit. It wasn't actually daycare, it was a friend's family that took care of him. So yeah, other than that, I've always been a stay-at-home mom, and I love it. Well, I guess before I had kids, I wasn't a stay-at-home mom. Oh, I better go through these faster than this. Number two is that I have 4 kids. They are 10, 6, 4, and 3. And come August or July, when the 2 younger ones have their birthday, for a few months I'll end up with a 6, 5, 4-year-old, which was really funny when they were 3, 2, and 1. But anyway, yes, the last 3 were very close together. My first one was for my first marriage. So let's see, number 3, I homeschool, and I love it. If I didn't have kids or had to work, I would have been a teacher. That's what I wanted to be. So homeschooling's perfect for me. Number 4, I have my bachelor's of ministry in theology. Number 5, my favorite flavor of ice cream is chocolate peanut butter, which I have to eat tonight because I can't eat cake anymore because it has gluten in it. And I just know we're around here, we don't live in a big enough town to have like a really yummy gluten-free anything, unfortunately. Let's see. So, oh, that brings us to number 6. I can't eat gluten. Number 7, I obsessively buy nonfiction, but I rarely read it. I'm trying not to buy it as much now because I rarely read it. Number 8, we have 2 cats, Felix and Tigger. You've seen Felix several times in videos. I'm pretty sure you've seen Tigger too. Number 9, I love to knit. Number 10, I can sew. Number 11, I can quilt. And number 12, I can crochet. I cannot do any of those things extremely well, but I can do them all. 13, this is something I actually used to love to do. I don't do it anymore, but I loved to drink black olive juice. Anybody else? My sister and I would fight over who got to drink it out of the can, like at holidays. I'm technically an only child, but she's my half stepsister. Anyway, I actually enjoy cleaning, and it drives me nuts when I can't do it, like now when my back's out. Number 15, I hate folding white clothes. Just the whites. I hate them because there's so many like socks you gotta pair up, and just, ugh, I hate folding white clothes. I'm allergic to mold, highly. Number 17, I've been married almost 8 years in September. Well, I guess almost 8 years. In September it will be 8 years. 18, my favorite colors are pink and yellow, with orange coming right in. I like a lot of colors, but pink for sure, and yellow, yeah. 19, I love bright colors, not necessarily neon colors, but I love like bright colors, cheery colors, if that makes sense. Number 20, I have never read Harry Potter. Number 21, Gerber daisies are my favorite flowers, partly probably because of number 19, that I love bright, cheery colors. Number 22, I've had 4 surgeries. I've had my appendix out right after my husband and I got married. We got married September 7th, and like later that month, I didn't even have like insurance cards yet to go on his insurance, though technically I was on it, thankfully, so it, you know, counted and all, but yeah, I had to have my appendix out. I think we'd only been married a couple weeks. Yeah, and then before that I had, when I was younger, like probably early 20s, I had to have knee surgery on both my knees, one at a time. And then last year, about a year and a half ago, I had back surgery. And unfortunately, I'll probably need another back surgery. Ugh. Let's see, when I was little, I had meningitis. I had it bad enough that I was in the hospital for quite a while, and the story goes, I was only like 3 or 4, and the story goes that I wouldn't talk to anybody because, you know, you have a high fever and you feel horrible, and I hadn't talked or like really responded to anybody. And then my uncle Rob came in the room, who is quite a bit younger than my mom. He's like, what, maybe, I'm trying to think how much older than me he is. 10 to 15 years older. I mean, he's quite a bit younger. Anyway, he came in the room and I immediately sat up and said, "Hi, Uncle Rob." So, yeah. My mom was like, "What?" Let's see, 24, I've been exposed to TB when we lived in Alaska, and therefore the little like skin tests they do, I don't know if you live in a part of the country where they do those all the time. When we lived in Alaska, we had to have them every year. If I have that test, it's positive, and I have to have a chest x-ray, and we were just moving back to Oregon when it was positive, so then the government healthcare people tried a experimental drug on me, which did not work, and I had a bad allergic reaction to, and yeah, they collected my spit. I was in 6th grade. It was fabulous. Let's see, number 25, I love girly stuff, especially like vintagey Victorian England, you know, like pretty roses and stuff. Like, I love that kind of stuff, shabby chic type stuff. I've been married twice. Yeah, first time I got married when I was 19, and yeah, my husband left me. He cheated on me and left me. So yeah, that's where my first son comes from. Number 27, I love to play Minecraft. Number 28, hubby and son ask me for advice on how to play Minecraft. Yes, I am the Minecraft addict. My son is getting much better at it. He's getting really good at building stuff, but they'll ask me when we're playing in survival for like recipe tips and stuff. It's kind of funny. I'm a bit addicted. 30, my favorite coffee drink is a snowy caramel mocha, which my dad should be bringing me shortly for a birthday treat. Number 31, my eyes are 2 different colors. I don't know that I can get this to focus well enough, so I'm not even going to try because I don't have a little like flip screen to be able to see if I'm doing it right. But they are, if I remember correctly, I always forget which way it is, but it's brown. I think it's brown on the outside and then green in the middle. And so if you look closely, it like blends into the green in the middle. My son's eyes are the same way. And one of my eyes in the colored part has a little black dot, which is kind of interesting because not many people have that. 32, I got my first gray hair at 18. I was sitting in a college class, and one of my best friends at the time, it was science, I remember, and one of my best friends at the time leaned over and like plucked a hair out, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And she showed me, and she goes, "It was gray." I was like, "No." Yeah, so not fair. 33, I used to have a season pass to Disneyland. My first husband and I lived down there. That's where we went to college and got married, and we lived there for a few years. And we ended up going to church in Orange County and Anaheim, which, if you know anything about Disneyland, that's where Disneyland is. And so my parents came down and took us. It must have been around my birthday. I can't remember, but they came down to visit, and they took us there. And it was like cheaper to use that ticket and buy a SoCal, if you're a SoCal resident, season pass than to go again. So my parents just bought that for both of us, and they bought the like parking upgrade for one of us. So a lot of days were blocked out, but we went most every Sunday after church because we were already up that way or down that way. Excuse me. And so yeah, it was like a cheap date. Sometimes we'd pack food and eat it, or sometimes we'd eat there. But we could just go have fun, and like, yeah, it was great. Oh, and funny thing is, like, that's something that my ex-husband and I used to do, but then I went again, and I hadn't gone since then, for my graduating college, because I graduated college after my first husband left me in 2007. Yeah. And so I had a friend, and my parents paid for us to go to Disneyland, and we drove down there and we went to Disneyland. And just before we left, my husband now and I started texting again, and so he was texting me all these super sweet things while we were down there, and I probably spent, like, the friend I was with complained the whole time. She wasn't that close of a friend, and she had to be on like a motor scooter to get through the place because she's like really overweight and stuff, and which was great because we got in lines quicker. But anyway, so I probably spent most all of the time on the phone. I feel bad for her, but since then she's been in a couple like really good, well, not really good because they ended, but she's been in a couple of relationships where she's wrote me and said like, I totally get it now why you were like that. I'm like, yeah. Anyway, that was a lot of explanation for that one. 34. I lived in Alaska for 3 years, from 3rd grade to 6th grade. So almost 4 years. And we moved back right to the same place, but my dad, before he married my mom, had lived in Alaska, and he loved it. He's a logger. Well, he's not anymore now. He owns a tree service, but he was a logger, and so he wanted to go back up there. So my mom finally decided that we would, and we moved up there to Prince of Wales Island, and we lived in a little town called Kaufman Cove. We had to, there's paved roads on the island now, but there wasn't then, and we had a grocery store that doubled as the restaurant and the church, and we had like one little store, and then the logging camp was pretty much all it was. So there was like 100 people in the summer, and then like it went down to 75 or so in the winter, and we had to get our groceries by seaplane, and that was how you got out, or you had to drive to the ferry in Hollis, which was like a few hours drive. Now that it's paved, it probably wouldn't take us long, and then you could get to like Ketchikan. But yeah, it was crazy. It was actually a pretty good experience. I was picked on a lot though, so that wasn't the best, but yeah, I did love it up there. It was very pretty. Let's see, 35, the last one. My current husband, I broke his heart 3 times before I married him. After my first husband left me, I kind of always joked, because one of the things he told me was that he never loved me to begin with, which now looking back I know is a load of bull. But he, so I always had joked that I was like the next guy that I dated, I was going to break his heart like a few times, and then if he still loved me, he'd stay with me or something like that. I don't remember what I said, but anyway, I was totally joking, and then I ended up doing it to my husband. I just got nervous and scared, I think is what most of it was, and God knew that we both needed some time to heal. His first wife had cheated on him and lied to him and left him. Well, they'd divorced as well, and so yeah, we both needed some time, and it's totally worked out, but he always gives me a bad time because I did break his heart quite a few times. And the last time, he had been like done with me. He's like, I don't want anything to do with her anymore. And then somehow he decided that he did or something. I don't remember what happened exactly, but yeah. And then we got married. So yeah, I know he loves me because he put up with me for all of that. So yes, those are the 35 random facts about me with stories to go along with it. I guess most people just run through them quickly, but not me. So anyway, yeah, I just thought that would be a fun thing to do today. So, ooh, sorry, I didn't mean to kick the thing. Until next time, I'll chat with y'all later.